Welcome, students of grade 10. My name is Ms. Nisha Bamfield, and we're here for another lesson on principles of business. Today's topic is business growth. Our lesson's objectives are to define business growth, to understand the importance of business growth, and to explain the effects of growth on a business for its organizational structure and capital. Let us begin. Let us define the term business growth. This is a noun. It is the act or the process or a manner of growing, development, gradual increase, size or stage of development. It hasn't yet reached its full potential or full growth or completed development. Development from a simpler to a more complex stage, the growth of ritual forms. Growth. Growth is crucial to the long-term survival of a business. It makes it easier to acquire assets, attract new talent, and find investments. It also drives business performance and profit. Growth can be good for a business for many different reasons. For example, it may allow the business owner to take advantage of new opportunities, expand your products or services, attract more customers, increase sales, employ more staff. The importance of business growth. Growth helps a business to respond to market demand, allowing for increase in market share and to capitalize on growing the business brand. It often serves innovation, helping to differentiate in the market and stave off competition. Growth boosts business credibility, allowing for broadening supply base and increased stability and profits. To be successful and suitable or sustainable, growth must be strategic and must happen for all the right reasons. Reasons for business growth. Most businesses grow to become bigger, perhaps through increasing sales or market share. But size isn't the only driver. Many other benefits motivate businesses to grow. For example, greater sustainability or reliance in the market. Lower costs, that is due to economies of scale. Greater market dominance. Greater buying and bargaining power. Ability to mitigate commercial risk, example through diversification. Ability to reduce the threat of competition. Ability to survive market inflations and downturns. Ability to attract the best talent and staff. Now, let us ask ourselves, what is growth in a business? To explain that, business expansion has potential benefits and drawbacks. Some owners are reluctant to take the risk of growing the business and opt to stay small. But the benefits are many. Benefits of growing a business are of such. As a business grows, it gains two major advantages over its smaller rivals. Large firms have more influence over market price. They're big enough to be price setters. Large firms also often enjoy economies of scale. This means that a business has lower unit costs because of its large size. They can buy raw materials cheaply in bulk and also spread the high cost of marketing campaigns and overhead across larger scales. For example, if a large firm can produce a given type of sunglasses for $20, while it costs its smaller rival an average of $30, then the larger firm has a $10 per unit cost advantage. Larger firms can charge lower prices or enjoy a higher profit margin as a result of their marketing abilities. Economies of scale are a major source of competitive advantage for large firms. Methods of expansion. A business can grow in size through internal or organic growth. The business grows by hiring more staff and equipment to increase its output. External growth, where a business merges with or takes over another organization, combining two firms increases the scale of operation. Franchising, where a business leases its idea for franchising. This allows new branches to open across a country and internationally. Advantages and disadvantages of expanding. When expanding, the advantages are as follows: better facilities, more customers, and of course, more revenues. The disadvantages, on the other hand, are larger debts, more competition, and not enough demand. Now, owners can face a dilemma in deciding whether to expand. Expansion is risky. There's always the chance that any expansion plan can fail and result in losses rather than profit. Owners are then worse off than before the growth of the business. The risk of expansion means that some owners are reluctant to chance funds. They opt instead to stay small and earn a relatively risk-free profit. There is potentially a major drawback to avoiding growth. Small businesses can be at a cost disadvantage compared to their larger rivals enjoying economies of scale. Question: small firms cannot compete with the low prices set by their larger rivals. Thus, they must compete on service or quality. True or false? If you said true, that is correct. When growth demands new employees, the organizational structure no longer can remain loose because employees must be coordinated and held accountable. Creating the needed rules and roles makes the structure more mechanistic. Effects of growth on the organizational structure. Adopting a new organizational structure often requires a serious commitment of company resources, so businesses don't undertake it lightly. Changes both inside and outside a company can affect a structure's effectiveness, and some of these are typical and predictable. Knowing them in advance allows the small business owner to anticipate the need for adjustments before the company's organizational structure becomes a problem. 1. Expanding employee roster. A new business typically has few rules and defined job roles. Whoever is available does whatever is needed. Such free-flowing, flexible, and adaptable situations are called organic. When growth demands new employees, the organizational structure no longer can remain loose, as was mentioned before, because employees must be coordinated and held accountable. Creating the needed rules and roles makes the structure more mechanistic. The most mechanistic structure is the functional structure, a hierarchy that features a top boss who oversees lower tier bosses, who oversees employees. 2. The age factor. By the time a company reaches its maturity stage in its organizational life cycle, it's likely to have several management layers exerting a lot of control. If bureaucracy becomes an impediment, the company may switch to a more organic structure, slashing management and giving employees more control. 3. Structures. The functional and network structures are on opposite ends of the continuum of most mechanistic to most organic structure. In between is the divisional structure, organizing departments according to products, customers, or geography. The matrix structure, which divides work according to both divisions and functions, such as production or shipping, and the organic team structure, which brings people of different functional strengths together to work on projects. 4. The environment. Changes in the business environment may make a company's existing structure competitively inappropriate. An economic downturn may demand a change to the network structure. For example, cutting employees in favor of outsourcing. If a sizable competitive threat from a new market entry occurs, mechanistic structures may founder because they aren't nimble enough to quickly stave off threats the way less bureaucratic companies might. 5. Strategy. Business owners formulating long-term goals should be aware that sweeping strategic changes can strain an organizational structure. For instance, it's counterproductive to aim for cost leadership when a company's structure doesn't support efficiency or economies of scale. By contrast, if the future of the company requires creativity, employees will be hard-pressed to supply it in a tightly controlled mechanistic environment. In general, organic structures are appropriate to situations requiring innovation, flexibility, and rapid response, while mechanistic organization can achieve standardization, quality control, or mass production. Question: growing a business signals what? A. Success and generates greater profits. B. The creation of new opportunities. C. Increased customers. D. Expended risk. If you select all except D, you are correct. In fact, risk will not be expended, but expanded or extended. Increased capital requirements. A large business means a larger workforce, more facilities or equipment, and more investment. Let us now turn our attention to the effects of growth on capital. Larger businesses tend to be more complex than smaller businesses. Some of the common disadvantages of business expansions are shortage of cash. You may need to borrow money to meet expansion costs, that is, buy new premises or equipment. Compromised quality. Increasing your production output may lead to a decline in quality, which can lead to loss of customers or sales. Loss of control. As your business grows, you may need to delegate management duties or divide the workload between different locations. Increase capital requirements. A larger business means a larger workforce, more facilities or equipment, and more investment. Increased staff turnover. For example, if staff are given extra work, their morale could drop, their productivity could decrease, or they could leave your business. It's important to understand that growth can be a disruptive force. We have come to the end of this lesson on business growth. My name is Ms. Neja Bamfield, and thank you for having me today.